Hello everyone, let's work through this grade 4 test. This is the kind of maths test you can expect in term 3. It is a past paper, but it's a really good kind of reflection of what you might get, and I hope it helps you to revise. As always, please feel free to let me know in the comments if you have any questions. So first of all, if we look at the instructions, it says question 1 is multiple choice. Questions 2 to 4, we've got to show our workings out. We are not allowed to use a calculator. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to work through every question in this one. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so question 1. Circle the letter with the correct solution or answer. Which fraction is equivalent to 4 over 8? Okay, so when we want an equivalent fraction, usually what I do is I would say 4 over 8. I'd usually try to see if I can, say, divide this one top and bottom by 2. So let's try that. So an equivalent fraction, you just want to divide or multiply by the same number at the top and the bottom. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 quarters. That could be one equivalent fraction. None of these answers are that. Let's try something else. So you just got to play around with these really. The other thing we could do is divide both of these by 4. So let's go 4 over 8. Divide top and bottom by 4. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we can see actually that is the same as a half, which is A. That is how I would go about answering this question. You could also quickly rule out. So 4 over 8 cannot be the same as 1 over 8. So that's definitely not it. It can't be the same as 2 over 8. So the only tricky one was this 1 over 4. But you can check, because you could say, if I wanted to get the top to 4, I would say times that by 4 at the top. So that would give me 4. At the bottom, I have to do the same thing. So times by 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So that would be the same as 4 over 16. So that's why that one cannot be right. Okay. Then we go on to 1.2. So the appropriate unit that can be used to measure the distance from Tuba to Durban. Okay, so that is quite far. It's between cities. So it cannot be millimeters, because that's really short. Meters, yes, you could technically do meters, but it's not the best unit. It wouldn't be 50 centimeters either, and so it has to be kilometers would be the best unit to measure the distance between two cities or two areas. Question 1.3. What is the time in the clock below in 24-hour format? Okay, so we have to look. The small hand is pointing at the 12. And then the shorthand is pointing at the 4. Okay, so we know it has to be 12 something. And then if you can't remember, you count. So you go 0, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, so this is 12:20. And so then it is quite easy to see it can't be this 4 o'clock. It can't be 1:20. It can't be 13:20. It has to be 12:20. Question 1.4. The length of the lead pencil below in centimeters is. So all you need to do is check. Okay, so it starts at the 0 and it ends here at the 4. So that is 4 centimeters. And that is all of our multiple choice questions. So next we can get into questions where we need to show our workings a little bit more. So answer the questions below based on common fractions. So write these fractions from smallest to biggest. Okay, so if you are struggling with fractions, what I would say is I like actually drawing these as like a cake. So 3/4, I would just draw a little thing like this. Let me just draw it a little bit bigger, sorry. Okay, so 3/4 looks like this. We've got a cake, it's cut into 4, and then we color in 3 of them. So that is that cake. 1/4 is like this. It's only one of them. So one piece of cake. 4/4 means basically it's all 4 pieces. So it's the whole cake. And then 2/4 is just 2 pieces of it. So sometimes it helps to think of it like this. They want to know, write these fractions from smallest to biggest. So which is the smallest amount of cake? Obviously that is going to be this 1/4, because you only get one piece of that cake. So it's 1/4. Then what is next? It's going to be 2/4, so 2 pieces of cake. Then next is going to be 3 pieces of cake. And lastly, it's going to be 4 pieces of cake. So you don't have to draw these images, but sometimes it helps me to think of it like that. Okay, and then now we've got to fill in these signs. You can think of it as a crocodile. So the crocodile is going to eat the biggest piece, or if they're both the same size, then you're going to put an equal sign. Okay, and again, I would draw a cake if you don't know straight away. So we need to see, is 2/4 bigger or is 1/2 big? So I'm going to say, this is my 2/4 cake. It's a cake. It's split into 4 pieces. So the bottom one tells us how many pieces there are. And we have 2 of them. So 2 out of the 4. And then the other one is a half. So 1 out of 2. And so we have a cake. It's split into 2 pieces. Hang on. So it's split into 2 pieces like this. And again, well, we have 1 out of the 2. So we can see, actually, this gives you an equal amount of cake. So these 2 pieces here are equal to this 1 piece. And so this one, actually, we can say these are equal. This one's answer is they are equal. 2/4 is equal to a half. Calculate the following. So 3/6 plus 1/6. So you can just imagine a cake again, or you can just do it straight away. If the bases of a fraction are the same like this, so if it's 6 at the bottom and 6 at the bottom, you can just add the top. So you can just do like this and say 3 plus 1 is 4, and the bottom stays the same. So 4/6. So you can always do that. If the bases are the same, if the denominators are the same, you can just add the top and you keep the bottom the same. If it doesn't make sense to you like that, what you would do then is then say, I have a cake. It's split into 6. Do it like this, a rectangle cake rather. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 3 out of these 6. Okay, that's what they said, 3 out of 6. And we add another piece. And then we've got 4 out of the total of 6. So 4/6. 2.3.2. So we have 7/8 minus 2/8. So again, the base is the same. So you can just say the base stays the same. So it stays 8 at the bottom. And 7 minus 2 at the top is 5. 7 minus 2 is 5. So you can just do it like that straight away. If it makes more sense to draw it, you can say, I have a cake. And it's got 7 pieces out of 8. Okay, there are 7 pieces left out of the 8. Then I take away 2 of them. So let's erase 2 of them. 1, 2. How many are left? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8 are left. Okay, and then 2.3.3, work out half of 60. So half of 60. When you're working out a half, you can always just go 60 divided by 2. Okay, you might know straight away that that is 60 divided by 2 is 30. If you don't know it straight away, what you would do is you're going to work it out with like your garage method, your division. You're going to say 60 divided by 2. How many times can 2 go into 6? So it's 2, 4, 6. So it goes in there 3 times. How many times can 2 go into 0? That is 0 times. And so you get your answer. So a half of anything is just the number divided by 2. Okay, then 2.4. Solve the following word problem. 4 friends share 12 sweets equally. How many sweets will each friend get? So essentially we have 12 sweets. We divide it between 4 friends. So 12 divided by 4. You can just count, so that is 4, 8, 12. That is 3 times. So each friend will get 3 sweets. And then what fraction will each friend get? So each friend will get 3 sweets out of the total of 12. Which you can then simplify. So you can say that is 3 sweets out of 12. Or you can simplify, which is where we said equivalent fractions. And an equivalent fraction is I could divide the top by 3 and the bottom by 3. We always divide by the same number. And we would get 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So each friend gets 1/4 of the sweets. But either of these answers would be right here. Okay. Question 3. Study the following 2-dimensional figures or polygons and answer the questions that follow. Okay, so this first shape, let's see, how many sides does it have? So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Okay, 5 sides, so that means it is a pentagon. So this is something you just have to know. So if you're struggling with this, make sure you go study your shapes. Does it have straight or curved sides? So they are straight. And is it regular or irregular? So this one is just a normal pentagon. So it is definitely a regular one. This next shape, let's see how many sides we've got. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2. Oh, that is not working for me today. Let's see. One side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So it's penta, hexa. Yeah. So this is a heptagon. it is straight sides again. And then is it regular or irregular? So this is an irregular one. Okay, write down one similarity and one difference between a square and a rectangle. Okay, not too difficult. So one similarity is both have 4 sides. You could say 4 sides, 4 corners. They both have straight sides. They are both regular polygons. One difference is that square sides are all equal. Are all equal length. Rectangles are not. Okay, and then question 4, we have to convert the following. So I'm going to do that down here just so I've got a bit more space. So 7 centimeters, we want to convert it into millimeters. These are rules that you just have to know, otherwise you're never going to get these ones. So if I'm going centimeters to millimeters, every single time I am timesing it by 10. That is my rule. Centimeters to millimeters is times by 10. So 7 times 10, we just add a 0. So 7 times 10 is 70 millimeters. Then 2,000 meters to kilometers. Again, we have to know this rule straight away. So meters to kilometers, we divide it by 1,000. So 2,000 divided by 1,000 means we're going to cancel all those zeros, so it is 2 kilometers. And then finally, 1 hour, you have to know this rule, is 60 minutes. Okay, I really hope that video helped. That is the end of that question paper. Please feel free to let me know in the comments if you have any questions.